Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. My name is Valerie, and today I want to talk to you guys about something so infuriating about Louis Vuitton that I just had to share. So a few days ago I decided to finally purchase the Speedy B25 in the monogram canvas. I currently only own the Speedy Nano, which I used all the time, so I felt like the bigger version would be great to use on a daily basis when I'm carrying a little bit more with me. So I did what most would do, and I went on the Louis Vuitton website and I started to stock this item until it came into stock, which it did that same day, and I ordered one. Now, right after I ordered, I kind of thought about my past experiences with Louis Vuitton and how a lot of the time you order something but there's a defect and then you try to exchange it but they don't have it in stock anymore, and I knew that there's a price increase coming supposedly sometime soon, even within the next couple days. So I decided to purchase another one just in case there was something wrong with the first one. So I continued to stock the website and it came back into stock, and I purchased another one that same day. Now, fast forward 3 days, both of the bags arrived to my house and I decided to just unbox them. I wasn't going to do a video or anything about them because there's already so much information out there about this Speedy B25, especially in the monogram, so I didn't really see a point in that. However, upon opening these bags, I discovered some things that I definitely felt like I had to share with you just so you're aware of these issues. First off, let's go through the contents of the first box that I received from Louis Vuitton. Everything obviously came in a box, and inside the box you have the Louis Vuitton box, and when you open it there was a dust bag. The Speedy was folded inside of the dust bag, and then there were additional things, so let's go through that. Obviously inside the dust bag, this Speedy B25 was kind of folded as they usually do just so they can fit it into the box. And I kind of inspected it, and right off the bat I noticed that the leather on the bag felt like a little bit dry and very wrinkled. I know that happens sometimes with bags because of the batch of leather that's being used. That kind of put me off, but it's definitely not a deal breaker. I know a lot of Louis Vuitton bags have this issue. Next up, I noticed that on the side right here there is a stamp which says Louis Vuitton Paris. It doesn't say made in France, so you kind of can assume that the bag was probably made in the US. Which brings me to the contents of the rest of the box. The dust bag that contained the Speedy also had inside of it the strap, and the strap, as you can see, is like a crossbody strap that's detachable, and it looks like it's made out of 3 pieces of leather that kind of like buckle into each other, like first piece, second piece, third piece, so you can really get to adjust the bag however you like. But right off the bat I noticed that the edges of the strap were kind of like almost not finished. You obviously want nice smooth edges without any pieces sticking out and stuff, and on this particular strap I did find quite a few pieces were kind of sticking out, or kind of this red lining that's painted on the side isn't even. But again, over time and with wear, you're gonna see that anyway, so it's not a huge deal. However, you can feel like the leather just doesn't feel as luxurious or even nice as some of my other Louis Vuitton items. You can see that when you bend the strap, it wrinkles more than usual. All in all, not the end of the world, so I just continued to unpack what else was in the box. The last thing was the little lock. It came in a little pouch, and inside of this little pouch were little stickers, so it gives you the item number, and then it gives you the coated fabric little slip, and then what I kind of already knew was this little slip that says made in USA of imported material and components, which means this bag was made in the USA. But I kind of figured, one, because of the quality of the bag, there were definitely things that just didn't seem quite right, and 2, because of the stamp on the side of the bag. But again, not a huge deal. Most of my pieces are made in France, and I have had more issues with the US pieces, but I don't hold it against the item if it's not made in France and it's made in like Spain or even the US. The final thing in the tiny little pouch was the lock, and it was just kind of hanging in the little pouch. It doesn't have any like securing thing on it. There's no film or anything protecting it. It was just kind of loose in there, which which is fine. I've never bought anything that had the lock with it, so it seemed kind of normal. And finally, within the box, there was obviously a receipt, a little card, and something that I didn't expect was this little box. Inside of it were 2 perfume samples. As you can see, I'm just like a little slip kind of explaining what they are, which was kind of nice. I've never received a perfume sample with any bag or even SLG purchases before, so I was a little bit excited about that. All in all, bag number 1 was okay. I do have some reservations about the quality of the leather on it and the quality of the strap itself. So I decided to go ahead and open the second box. Now, the second box is where things got interesting. I unwrapped it, unboxed it. It obviously came in the classic Louis Vuitton box. Then within the dust bag, the bag itself, the Speedy, was folded just like the first one. However, there was a very, very clear difference. First off, the bag itself had these protective little papers to protect the vachetta on each side. As you can see, these little paper tabs, you can just take them off, but I'm gonna leave them on for now. Here they are. And the strap, instead of being within the dust bag, it was already attached to the bag, but not all together like the first one was. This one is in 3 separate pieces, so you get to put it together yourself. And even on the side, there's a little piece of paper protecting the leather from the straps. So you have to assemble the strap, and the bag just looked in much better condition because it has all of these protective features on it, like all of these papers on the sides, on the little handle. The strap not being put together makes it not have any type of creases or anything. It looks brand new. In addition to that, the leather on the bag itself looks considerably lighter than on the first bag. So all of these differences kind of made me wonder if maybe the bag's made in a different place. Like, what if this was manufactured in France itself? It would make sense that they would maybe package things differently. However, I checked out the side of the bag where the stamp is, and the stamp says Louis Vuitton Paris. It doesn't say made in France, so it's safe to assume that the bag was also made in the US. And to confirm that, I looked for the little pouch with the key. The little pouch looks exactly like the one from the first bag. However, when you open it, the key itself is not just randomly dangling within the pouch without any type of like film to protect it. It's in a tiny little box. Like, this is a brand new key. It's packaged, it's sealed, you know, no one's used it before. And then within the pouch also are a few little slips, and one is the code for the bag, the other one is just about the coded material, and surely there's a slip right here that says made in USA of imported material and components. So this bag was also made in the United States. So there should really not be a reason for these bags to be packaged so differently and be in different conditions. Why is this bag all covered up? It has the straps detached so you could put it together yourself. The little lock is sealed in a box, safe, and even the leather on the bag is lighter than the first bag. This difference is huge, especially when you're paying the amount of money that Louis Vuitton is charging these days. Also, when it comes to the leather on the bag, the second bag has leather that just feels a little bit more hydrated. It's not as wrinkly, it feels really nice and soft to the touch. You can definitely see the difference between the 2 bags. It almost looks like the first bag was slightly used or returned, and this bag is definitely new. It has all of the protective features on it. The leather is nice and light, as if it just came out of a factory. And I want to really highlight that these 2 are exactly the same bag. It's a Speedy V25 in the monogram canvas. It was purchased on the Louis Vuitton website, both of them were. They were both purchased on the exact same day. They arrived on the exact same date. And these are just some of the differences that you see all things being equal, between two of the same item that you paid the same price for, somebody's getting this brand new bag that is nice and sealed, ready to go. You assemble the strap, it's beautiful, it's new. And somebody else is getting a bag that's pre-assembled. The leather is a little bit more dry, the patina on the leather is a little bit different. And yes, you can expect to see variations in leather, but I think overall the quality of the items are not comparable when it comes to being the exact same item that you have a chance to get from the website. You're basically kind of gambling with your purchase. Everyone's paying the exact same price, everyone's getting the same bag, but you're not getting the exact same quality. There's going to be variations, and some bags are going to be better than others. Now I want to show you these two bags just side by side so you can see it's the exact same bag, right? This is the first bag. As we can see, the strap is not attached, it doesn't have any protective features on it, and it's made in the USA. This is the second bag. It has all of the protective features. The strap is detached and brand new for you to assemble. The padlock within the bag is also brand new and is within a little box that you can unbox and attach it to your bag. The patina on the bag is also slightly different. I don't know how the camera is going to pick it up, but to the naked eye, you can clearly see these are two completely different shades of leather. Another interesting thing to note about these bags is the first one came in a box along with 2 samples of perfume, and the second one that was in a little bit better shape, that was brand new, it didn't include any type of samples or anything. I'm inclined to think that maybe this bag came just from a different distribution center than this one did. However, that's not an excuse to be sending out 2 kind of different items to people that paid the same amount, that ordered on the same day. It seems very odd, and frankly, for a company as big as Louis Vuitton, there should be a more uniform set of rules and expectations that you kind of see within a certain item range. That all being said, I'm not surprised that there were these issues with the bag, because I've experienced a lot of quality issues with Louis Vuitton, especially lately. I had just purchased a pocket agenda and it arrived with a lot of wonky piping on it. This is the agenda I purchased a week or so ago. I was really excited to get some use out of it, buy the inserts. However, when I received it, I noticed that the piping on the top was nice and smooth and even. However, the piping on the bottom is almost like a wave shape. It's so bad, and I am so sure that over time this is just going to get worse. I know some people will say, well, you open and close it anyway, but that doesn't really impact the original state of your pocket agenda, because even on this one item you can see the top is nice and even as it should be, and the bottom is all wonky as it should not be, especially for this price. All in all, I think this experience just highlights the poor quality control Louis Vuitton has. It also highlights the lack of expectations that Louis Vuitton has for themselves. They'll pretty much send out anything, and it's on the consumer to check the item and make sure what you're getting is worth what you paid for it. These bags, for example, both cost the same amount, almost $2,000, and you are going to be seeing a varying quality, varying colors of leather, varying packaging. So just pay close attention to the items that you receive. Let me know what you guys think, because I think this is a very major issue within Louis Vuitton. I've experienced this multiple times, and I want to hear from you if you've experienced this, if you've seen the quality issues, if you've seen 2 of the exact same item be slightly different even though they cost the same, and you're looking at them at the same place and you purchased it at the same place. It really makes no sense. I'd love to hear your thoughts, and I hope to see you on my next video. Bye guys!